Kaguya-sama Love is War, The First Kiss That Never Ends is a movie that immediately follows the final episode of Season 3 and is about Kaguya coming to terms with her French-kissing Shirogane at the end of the festival and how that was probably not the most appropriate way to have your first kiss, while also them sort of coming to terms with how their relationship has progressed, but nothing has been officialized. And so the crux of the movie is about the characters sort of coming to understand and accept themselves while seeking to learn more about each other and each other's feelings after the initial layer of ice was put up for the first 3 seasons of the show. They sort of wear that away and learn to get to know the parts of each other that they have been hiding the entire time. And really learning to accept yourself and be okay with your own flaws is probably, I would say, almost the primary focus of this. But it is worth noting that this does resolve all of the things that had come up in the prior seasons. And it does start us off with the period where Kaguya and Shirogane are officially a couple. Admittedly, when I read this part in the manga, I thought it was okay, but it felt very unnecessary and forced. It was probably one of my least favorite parts of the manga, but I do think that the anime manages to make it work. And as for the differences, I wish I could tell you, but it's actually been a few years since I read the manga and I no longer fucking remember. I do think the manga has a lot less use of the narrator, and I kind of love the narrator, but regardless, for whatever reason, I did feel like this movie ended up working a lot more for me. And I do think that one of the things I probably appreciated the most about this is the characters' introspection. You don't usually see characters spend so much time in an anime actually dedicating it to learning to get to know themselves and accept their own faults. And it also very rarely comes up in a romance. And the fact that, admittedly, I do find Kaguya a little bit frustrating in this, but I do like the romantic angles that this movie goes on, and I do think that at the end, the journey that the movie takes you on is all worth it, and I did think it was a nice, heartwarming, and also conclusive ending. To be honest, I really wouldn't mind if this was the stopping point for Kaguya, just like I wouldn't have minded if this was the stopping point in the manga. Not to say that I don't think the future arcs are worth adapting, but this does feel like a good end. And honestly, if any romance anime ended like this movie would, I would have been perfectly happy with it. Twitch and Discord in the description. I've been Sacrobolic, your envoy of hope. Bye-bye.